I would like to take this moment to apologize to those who have watched my spirit-related videos. In those videos, you'll often hear spirits calling me Queenie and other things, and through the time of dealing with the spirit box messages that I have gotten, it was really easy for me to get lost in the mixture of my sorrow and a lot of things I was going through. And I was wrong about things that I was starting to straight up 100% believe was true. And within these lies that I got sucked into, it was really struggling trying to figure out a biblical answer to truly understanding the answer to Babylon, the mother, the great mother, the answer to one of the mysteries that are in here. And it was during my studies of really trying to break down everything for what it was, because I don't like giving wrong information, and it really bothers me when I do. Now, in these videos, my other videos, is why I'm apologizing. There was times I really got sucked into believing this twisted mix of everything. I was dealing with demons and this mixed conception of all the wrong teachings of things that we've been given through life. So this is me straight up apologizing for any of you that might have watched those videos or that do watch those videos. Now at this time, I'm not taking them down because there's still very valuable pieces of information in there. Granted, it is kind of sucky on my end to be sharing so much sorrow and grief and things that I was so wrong in. But if I don't share the things I was wrong in, then how can I help other people to understand too how it is that I am in the spot that I am in now, with this knowledge of everything that I'm trying to relay. So again, I apologize to anyone that has viewed my prior content before this time. Now, this was something that I really had to consider, because when I was doing the spirit box messages, there was often, not just me, but other people that use spirit box related devices too. They often get told that there's 3 spirits there, that they have 3 spirit guides, and these other things that are going on. The same thing happened with me. But if you read the Bible and you know the information that's within the Bible, it talks about the 3 unclean spirits that speak through the mouth of the dragon. You'll also hear on some of my messages how there's Satan as well as God, Jesus, and many others there talking. But there's this great need that I need to apologize, because they did have me tricked in believing some things for a while. One of these things that had me tricked was how, in her heart she sits a queen, and they kept calling me queen, and I started to believe it, as well as, she is no widow. In the Bible it talks about how Babylon is no widow. Well, with my understanding of dealing with the spirits and knowing that nobody is really dead when we die, I started to believe, because here I am dealing with spirits, my husband's spirit and all this other stuff going on, because life does not end. That was how I related to be that particular view of what was considered Babylon. Now, I could be partially wrong, because everything is twisted in these lies and fables. And maybe I am wrong, and maybe it really is that God actually loves me. But that's something I've struggled with, because how could God love me? I am a sinner. I am someone who has done my best to seek him out, and granted, my life got tossed upside down when I had to choose between God and a man before my life literally got thrown into chaos, which did not help me necessarily, but it's almost like this was part of everything I needed to go through to get the understanding of everything. Just like I used to struggle greatly with, how could my baby boy, born into death, untouched by the ways of this world other than his life being taken, how could he be a bad thing? And spirits continue to tell me how he was bad and all this other stuff. Well, how could something so pure, sweet, and innocent be bad? That was a struggle I dealt with for a long time. But again, that's something for another point, because my child is not bad. No child is ever bad. And furthermore, people don't understand who they are and why we are here and what is really going on. And part of that is what I want to help express. But I can only do that going forward from this point. Going forward, if I apologize for being misled, because again, with my spirit stuff, I kept everything up there. I wasn't trying to weed out who was saying what. I wasn't trying to do that. And again, with being so alone, I was getting sucked into all this other stuff because it said that she sat within her heart as a queen. But that wasn't me. That's talking about the world because of how everybody has done the world so wrong. Granted, I totally related because how my life was and everything that was going on. So I just want to apologize for those listening to other messages because there's a lot to all of this. But it still remains that I know for a fact there is a spirit there that loves me more than anything. And granted, I may never know the full extent till the day I'm there too. There are reasons why everything is the way it is. And the only way I'm going to feel better moving forward is by being as open and honest with you guys as possible. And yes, some of the information sucks, but again, because I want so much truth, I can't move forward unless I apologize for my earlier behavior during my process of learning. And apologize for those of you who watch the videos and don't understand them or did not understand them before now. Because again, when you begin to understand the answer to the truth about the existence of God, then it becomes really hard to understand. But I'm not trying to get into all that right now. This was mainly an apology openly to everyone so I could feel better moving forward from here. So with that in mind, I thank you all for listening and watching to any of my videos. And if you are a first-time watcher and you make the decision to watch my other videos, understand that I was going through a lot of pain and sorrow, and I allowed every spirit to come through that talked. I did not try to stop any from speaking, and I am just trying to explain to you everything for what it is, because there's a lot more to these layers. And as I go forward, I continue to do my part to explain, express, and tell everyone the truth. Granted, again, in some of my videos, you'll see I'm quite upset, but I am sorry, not sorry. I am for what is going to happen one way or another to this earth. Because it's going to happen, and there's nothing we can do about it. In reality, I don't control this. And if I do, well, then understand that I would take it a little bit different. So be happy that God's in charge and not me. I mean, that's why the reality of God for what God is